Yay! Oh my God! I tell you what. I tell you what. There is Jen.
Hey.
Now let me just go further back and angle it this way. Guys, seriously, every single freaking time we've tried to do this freaking reaction, tell you what happened at Fairbridge freaking live stream, I've had technical issues. And I was very close to having to switch my SIM card back to my old iPhone because my mobile started working again, but it's not loading YouTube.
Hey, Dantex.
Hey. Hello.
We made it.
Dan's in the house. Eric is in the house. I can't read that at all, so we will have to read from here. Does your phone have a Wi-Fi hotspot? Dan, we tried mine, we tried Jen's, we tried my mum and dad's, we tried mine. I was actually online for the entire premiere.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
But it is weird. It is weird that, yeah, every single time we've,
Hey, Josh.
Tried. Hi, Josh. We tried to go live to talk about this. It's just been a freaking issue. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something to it.
Maybe.
Fuck, I need a drink of water after that. That was hard work. And I'm sitting here in pain. I just want to ice my knee.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hello. Oh my goodness.
We finally made it. We finally made it. We did it in the end.
We did. Holy shit. Here, let me angle it up a little bit. Oh, how is everyone? And did we enjoy the movie Link's premiere? Because yes, I was thinking about doing, the going over what happened.
Yeah.
And then, going kind of back through the episodes and showing I'm really freaking glad I did it.
Nice.
That would have been a nightmare with our internet. But, and then I was like, well, hang on a sec. If I want them to kind of remember, because this was one of the first, I think, first or second investigation that we put up for season 3.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it was
a while back. Yeah,
would have been July maybe. BRB, getting ready for bed. My clothes for tomorrow, but listening. All good, Dan. I hope you are getting some decent rest and that you are able to move your body after falling asleep on the couch. So yeah, like Jen and I, also had to jog our memories with, I guess, the more detailed things. Like we, have an idea of what happened, but the whole night was just, it was just freaking weird, and I don't think we really have had it. Have we had a night like that, an investigation, like an actual filmed investigation where it's been like that?
No.
Hey, Warren.
Hey, Warren.
Hello, kind of. We're that little thing I like, Dan. Okay. Right. What little thing would that be, Dan? And which Dan are we talking about? Because OG Dan ain't in here, so his title is slowly slipping. So Dantex is next in line, and then Daniel. I made some yummy chicken Devon last night. Oh, sounds yummy. Sounds yummy. So yeah, due to the extreme amount of pain that I've been in this morning, we want to try and keep this. She's actually in the hospital today having a procedure, but she's okay.
Yeah.
But prayers and, you know, healing, positive vibes her way would be very, very much appreciated. There is quite a few of, you know, our subscribers, viewers, supporters, friends, family, who are having a rough go at the moment.
Yeah.
Myself included.
That's life, though.
It is, yeah.
You can hit the rough patches.
Yes, but we hope that you are all, you know, ready for Christmas. I'm ready for it to be over.
Not too stressed.
Yeah.
Because it can be a very stressful time, can't it?
And I'm working retail. And I'm working Boxing Day sales.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't wait. I wonder how many people I shall murder. We shall see. We shall see.
I think they'll be piling up.
Well, yeah, I mean, after like the other day, good God. All right, so we'll just get straight into it. We'll try and like get through it as, you know, easy and quickly as we can. So I guess we'll start at the beginning. I'd already been to Fairbridge. Jen, Adam had not, but I had not been to Nightingale, nor did I know that it was actually their hospital, so what they use as the hospital. Until Jen and Adam were looking through the history that they, you know, give you in each of the cottages. Very, very strange setup. But I did say to Jen and Adam, I'd like to just go in on my own and see if I, you know, pick anything up. You know, if I hear or see anything, I just want to, you know, get a feel for it. And I'm like, yeah, no worries. And it's also, funnily enough, the first time and the only time I think so far that I've asked to do that. I just realised that.
Yeah, from memory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yep.
You know, and I'm not saying that that's, you know, related in any way, but, you know, it could just be that Sean and I had done Clive Cottage, I knew what the vibe was like in a general sense when Sean and I, you know, went in there. And because I'm, you know, learning and, you know, practicing my gifts and stuff, I just wanted to see what would happen. And, you know, I walk in and, you know, I just start, you know, going through. And, you know, I was like feeling some energies and stuff. The weather was also like absolutely terrible that night. We kept getting like thunderstorms, which was
really
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was good. A lot of rain.
Yeah,
rain and wind.
Yeah, and we had like hail pouring down, and we had to keep stop filming. It was all over the place.
It was pretty fierce.
Yeah, and I think I got Adam to go outside and film some, and he came back in, and I said to him, "What? Have you stopped?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I got a bit of lightning and thunder." I'm like, "It's still going." I don't know how to get deep into my heart, though. Okay.
I think there's something private going on in the
I'm not sure.
Don't know if we should be ready about that.
I'd like to know who. Oh, it's Frank. Hello, Frank. Long time no see. Okay, so skip through. You know, I get down to where we are talking to the young boy spirits in the room before we walk into where the matron's quarters and that way. And there's a couple of little, you know, cheeky, quite mischievous little boys in that section. So you know, I stayed in there for a little bit, and then I moved into her area. Now, in saying that, I did not know where things were back in the day, and we still don't.
No, you couldn't really tell. There wasn't sort of any clues left in there or anything like that.
But I tell you what, as soon as I stepped foot down into that back section where I did the sensory depth, whoa, like the vibe was just completely different, and I just knew, like, and also having been at Fairbridge before, and it was a very similar kind of feeling. Just, you know, that feeling when you walk into a room and it's just, you feel off and it just doesn't feel nice.
Not good energy.
Yeah, it's kind of like heavy, and it just, you know, it doesn't feel nice. And so I walk it, you know, back into that room where I do the sensory depth, and, you know, I start hearing like these like scratching sounds on the wall. And so I was just like, oh, hello, like, is that you? Jen and Adam are still waiting outside. And then I start kind of walking back and forth along the back of the bed. So one side of the room to the other side of the room, which I didn't think anything of because I was just walking. There's nowhere else to really walk in there. It wasn't until I'm like walking that I don't even know, I don't even remember doing this, but like I've lifted my chin up, so kind of like, you know, that kind of like I'm looking down at you type thing, like I'm this kind of person. And I'm still just pacing back and forth, back and forth. And it wasn't until I went to put my hands behind my back that I kind of caught myself and was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I turned around and I said to her, you cheeky little bitch. Like, I think she was trying to like channel through me a little bit, because I was basically about to start walking like a, you know, headmistress would walk, you know,
like you're in charge sort of
yeah,
thing.
like eyeing the kids
with
off,
authority.
you know?
Yeah.
It was bizarre, and I'd never, I know, I'd never experienced that before. So, you know, I told Jen and Adam, but, you know, every single time I went to walk out of that room, I would get freaking that kind of scraping type sound. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And in the end, I was just like, okay, I've got to go get the guys, because I've been in here like, what, 10, 15 minutes, I think I was in there.
Yeah, about that, I think, yep.
Yeah, and, you know, so we walked around together, and, you know, I kind of told them what I'd done. And then when we were setting up, like, gear and stuff, I think I was the one that went down there for something, to put a static in or something. And I heard that sound again, but I didn't put it down to it being anything unusual, paranormal, etc., because, you know, the walls are quite thin. So I thought, well, maybe Jen or Adam are using the bathrooms closest. So I yell out and I'm like, is that you guys? And they were all the way down, like in the dining area where like it goes into the kitchen. And I said, who was just down in the bathroom, the toilets? And they're like, no, we've been up here. So she was, you know, like, Jen and Adam didn't hear any of this. It was just every single freaking time I went down there, she was like, this spirit was just, I don't know, baiting me, I guess, antagonizing me.
But as like a side note, I don't know, Adam, you'll be able to jog my memory, but I think when Adam and I went down there, and I think we set up a static cam or something there, and Adam he was like looking through to set it up, make sure we had everything covered we needed to cover. And I'm pretty sure from memory, he kept saying there were loads of light anomalies, like you could see them through through the thing. So I think that's right, Adam. I'm pretty sure down in that,
Hang on, is that when we were filming or doing the live?
No, that's when we were setting up.
Oh, okay.
And we were taking the cameras round and the tripods and
while
things.
I was getting my shit together.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you were saying, oh, look, there's a lot of anomalies all over the place here. So I'm pretty sure it was that room.
I just realised I've got everything unplugged. I've got cables everywhere, guys, because we were literally trying.
Yeah, there you go. Adam said, yeah. I thought it was that room, Adam. Yeah, because it was just us two down there at that time, like kind of setting up, and he kept saying like, oh, I could see all these like anomalies.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard too because there is dust and that around, so it can be hard to kind of figure out. And that's why if I ever like kind of see anything on the static or on the footage and editing process, like if it looks like it's, for instance, way too fast to be a dust particle, because dust particles don't move at the speed of light, right? They just don't. They usually will float around, so they might reflect a little bit. So, I try and, play it frame by frame. And if I'm not sure, I might not necessarily like say anything.
Yeah.
But if, I think it's probable, I will still put like, what do you think? Because at the end of the day,
they're up for interpretation, aren't they? Everybody has a different. But I always look for like sort of determined paths sort of thing, because dust works in flurries and they have no actual direction. They sort of obviously like float around and that. So, you actually get a definite like travel path, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but they are very contentious, aren't they?
Yeah.
Light anomalies. Yeah.
But I mean, the classic example is when we're doing the intro and I'm trying to get the bastard to work, aka the SLS, and we have that light anomaly come from the back room where the two little boys were with the windmill.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that you can tell, like the way it moves, like it travels all the way from the back, all the way up, and then it kind of like even follows the curl of my hair. So
that's what I mean. And sometimes they travel and then turn around and change their path. I mean, dust doesn't really do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, up for interpretation.
But like, I mean, what were your thoughts like when I was telling you about how, I found myself kind of walking and pacing back and forth like that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of thought it was a bit strange to start off with because, like, we hadn't done anything, you know what I mean? We hadn't even set up or, it was kind of, a bit strange behaviour, sort of, yeah.
And then we'll just, like, zoom through this part so we can, go into, the sensory depth, because, we'd also like to talk about what, was going on with the little ghost girl, because that was probably the best footage we've got of a spirit interacting with one of us on the SLS, and not only that, but giving us intelligent responses. So I'm getting covered in chills right now. I don't know why, but look at my leg.
Oh, wow.
Like, one goosebumps.
Just a record, I'm not.
And it's warm in here. Okay, so I was really scatterbrained that night, which I, at the time, kind of put down to we kept getting interrupted by the weather. We did the live stream in the middle, which turned out like a shit show because of the reception from the weather. And also I kind of put it down to us working together, the three of us, for the first time on a full, night investigation.
And that sort of location as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't really chalk it up to much more than that at the time. But when we did the live, than usual at least.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just so scattery, wasn't it? We just couldn't seem to get going, and it was just like, it
was just, and then I'd be like, no, we'll just do this, and we'd kind of written down too.
Yeah, we had a plan. We had a plan. Believe it or not, we had a plan.
But yeah, between weather, live stream in between, etc. But watch the live stream. Like the picture quality isn't the best because the weather was just thunder and lightning all around us, which was good. And I think it absolutely helped with the amount of activity going on. But I think I don't think I did a sensory depth during the live. I think we did an EVP session.
I think so.
Or did I do a quick sensory? I don't know. Can you guys remember? Because I can't.
I don't think you did.
And I'm in too much pain. My brain's just
I don't think you did actually. I think
we just did a couple of EVP recordings.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it was during so we're in the matron's room. Well, what we believe to be the matron's room, I should say. Playing the necro, and I got hella angry. Like, I'm talking, okay, I'm not saying Zach Bagans where every single episode
wants to punch someone.
Yeah, someone wants to knock someone else out, and it's
and
it's always
the door.
Yeah, it's always like, oh my god, what's going on with Aaron? It's not like him to do that. I don't think I've ever felt this intensity of anger,
like a rage.
Oh yeah, it was like the hormone spike, right? And I'm pretty sure I said to Adam, like, oh my god, I'm so agitated right now. I'm just like feeling really freaking angry. And then I think we did an EVP session, and as we were going to play it back, I think we picked up an EVP, and then the next minute I nearly I had tears. Like, I started crying. I was just like, what the hell is going on right now? I'm like angry, now I'm crying. But because, the night, like we're saying, was so all over the place and scattered, I was completely scattered. Definitely more than usual, thank you, Adam. But yeah, and the weather didn't help either, because we did have to stop filming like so many times because it was just too loud and too noisy with the rain and the hail.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Yeah.
And so then we'll just kind of fast forward to the sensory depth at the end, which we did at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we did go home after that. What do you think of the sensory depth?
I thought it was pretty crazy actually. Like, well, for a start, like we're saying, we don't condone and we don't usually provoke.
No.
And Adam and I were kind of tag teaming, like feeding off each other as far as provoking and that. And some of the responses were pretty out there sort of thing, and some of them weren't very nice.
No.
A bit of profanity and stuff like that.
Which, I mean, we do get on other sensory depth sessions.
Yeah.
But they were playing you. Yeah, I agree, Warren. But I was the only one that went in there, right? And I threw the balls on the bed, and then I think she called me a witch.
Yeah.
Then the ball goes off,
Yeah.
and we're all just like, oh, is that the best you can do type thing? And then it was just this overwhelming sense of, you really don't like me in your room, do you? Like, it was a just get out feeling. But I refused because I just would not back down to this spirit. So then we start the sensory depth. And we were going to use the SB7, but we were having quite a lot of issues with that, again, due to the weather. So we did have to switch to the necro. And it wasn't long after starting that. Do you guys remember me yelling and then going, oh my God, I'm so sorry? Like, it scared the shit out of me.
I remember that.
It looked like I scared myself because it came out so not nice. And I felt really bad because I had my noise cancelling headphones on, and I just knowing that it scared myself, I'm like, fuck, that must have been really freaking loud. So then I'm apologizing, and then I did it a second time, and it was very just like it came through my ears like that. And I've said to you guys before, like during live investigations, that and even premieres where I'm doing a sensory depth, that I will tend to like say the words how I'm hearing them. So like
mimic sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
like
you're hearing.
Peta or hello or get out. Like I'll try and, because you guys can't hear it. And Kim did send me a splitter cable, but I haven't had time to like spend time figuring it out. But we will do that. So then
Awesome.
You guys will be able to hear exactly what's coming through and what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But it won't be that Jen and Adam will be able to hear it. It'll only be put in during the editing, because they need to just reply to what I'm telling them, like during like any kind of Estes method. They can't be like listening to a spirit box and trying to decipher, like, did she say this to this? Like, so it would be put in, like in the editing. And then Deborah comes along.
Yeah, I know. That was a bit strange.
So, okay, so what happened with that? You had Deborah come through on the parallels.
Yeah. And then you were saying, and then we were asking questions like, who's Deborah? Did you do something? And from memory, it just tried to shut us down, saying it, didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's the second time I yelled, don't say her name.
Yes. Yeah. It was like, that it tried to shut us down from inquiring further about Deborah. So,
yeah. I need to scratch. Oh, my God. Ooh. Yeah, no, that was the second thing I yelled out. Yeah. Don't say her name.
Yeah.
And then I was like, ooh. Because,
Yeah, see, and Adam's confirming it, because she just, they just didn't want us to talk about Deborah.
Ooh.
Yeah, total sort of trying to shut us down all the time. But, of course, we kept going asking. Adam and I.
Okay, when I first watched the footage back, guys, I was like, I'm like, and I said to Jen and Adam, I'm like, I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to use. Because, at the end of the day, yes, and I did say this, and I have it in the episode, we don't provoke. I don't like provoking, but the shit that happened at Fairbridge, I only found out about last year when I started researching before Sean and I investigated for the first time in Clive. I'm getting covered in chills because it makes me angry, it makes me sad, and this is like a huge, huge part of like Australian history. Like this happened in South Australia and it happened in New South Wales. I know the one in New South Wales, the Fairbridge Farm School there, unfortunately was burnt down, so there's not much left of it. But, you know, I think the one at Pinjarra is probably the most restored and, you know, used, right? They don't even have it in the information of the cottages. They put in, no, that Fairbridge and this was the hospital and this was what it was used for and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's a lot of secrets
yes.
around Fairbridge and
yes.
what happened. I mean, it's slowly coming to light, I guess, as victims have the courage to speak up and share their stories about what sort of went on there. But, yeah, just got to remember that at the time these were all vulnerable children who, yeah, you know, had no power or anything to fight back with. So it just became their life and, yeah, unfortunately, you know, they carry the scars today, you know, from what's happened to them.
Yeah.
Which is truly sad and devastating.
It is, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about an interview of a guy like who was in his late 70s, like retelling story. That was really, really freaking hard. And I remember just having to edit Clive Cottage and the responses that Sean and I got there. You know, and I had Jane living with me at the time, and I just remember like saying to her so many times, I just want this to be over. Like I can't like handle much more of this. This is like, it just makes me feel so sick. And so, you know, it's, yeah, no provoking, you know, unless it's like a negative, like, or, you know, demonic, not that I've ever, you know, come across a demonic, but, you know, like you get a little bit more stern with them. But in this case, all that's running through my head and Sean's head for Clive was the shit that happened to these kids. No, I don't care. Like, we're provoking. Like, I'm going to fucking, like, piss this bitch off. I did not care. But I was the one that ended up doing the censoring, and then Sean's like, so I'm the one provoking.
Yeah. I think Adam and I kind of felt like that as well.
We wanted to know how long the live's going to be.
When I finish.
How long?
I don't know. Out. Please. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, I think Adam would agree. Like, we felt like that as well. Like, perhaps in any other location, we wouldn't have been so willing, I suppose, to start provoking. But yeah, when you think about the horrendous things that were done, and you know, we kind of got into it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, you deserve this. Like, sort of, that sort of attitude. It was like, we had no sympathy.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, to Jen and Adam, you know, just, you can provoke, but also keep in mind to be respectful, because, you know, like, it is an extremely sensitive topic. It is something that, you know, at the end of the day is going out for the world to see. And, you know, these are, you know, not only the people who hurt them, the perpetrators, but, you know, the kids who could potentially come across our, you know, episode. And, you know, like, it's also hard for, you know, Jen or Adam to know which spirit they're actually talking to, you know, like, they could have been talking to just, you know, one of the freaking nurses.
And I mean, and we've all got to understand also that not every adult that interacted with the children at Fairbridge was cruel or wanted to do them
absolutely.
harm.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were really loving, caring people that wanted the best for those children that were in the care sort of thing. So you can't just go and assume that everybody or all adults that they come across are evil or had evil intentions, but there sure were some.
Yeah.
There sure were some.
And, you know, through, you know, this episode, well, this investigation and the one that Sean and I did, you know, I've had conversations, interactions with people who went to Fairbridge and did not see or hear about the goings on that happened. But I've also spoken to a lot of people who have told me that they were part of that and they did go through hell. So not every child goes, you know, that went through Fairbridge experienced it.
Yeah.
I think probably Fairbridge in Pinjarra, when did that close? It wasn't until the 80s. Was it early 80s?
We'll have to check up on that. I'm not sure.
I think it's early to mid 1980s. And I actually went to school with two girls in primary school and high school that both their parents went to the Fairbridge, and both of them completely fucked up in the heads.
Yeah. I actually had a friend whose father and his brother came and went to Fairbridge. We were put in Fairbridge, and he would just never talk about it, just wouldn't say anything. She did tell me once that he did talk about being punished and being locked in wardrobes for, you know, time out sort of thing. But yeah, he just wouldn't go there. He just would shut down. So not good experiences sometimes.
Yeah, and when, you know, like this interview that I'm talking about with this elderly gentleman, you know, like men of that generation aren't, you know, cry, you know, people who cry, okay, because you don't cry.
Or
do you know what
don't
I mean?
necessarily express your emotions as freely, I suppose.
Yeah.
So keep them to yourself and
And this man trying to tell the reporter about what he went through, and like it literally brought me to tears. Like it's heartbreaking to watch this, you know, elderly man cry and hear about the atrocities that happened to him. It's just it's sickening. It's so sickening. But yeah, so the sensory depth session, like Adam said in the chat, you know, they weren't expecting it to go the way it did, and we weren't expecting the whole Deborah saga. We don't know what's going on with that, but we can't wait to reinvestigate that.
But it was weird because, like, once it started, it was like Adam and I were in kind of sort of some sort of rhythm going, like back and forth, and it just started getting a little bit crazy.
And the responses were just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like just
and they were quite aggressive and just.
But I wasn't surprised, because when Sean was going at the cottage mother at Clive, and that was my first sensory tip I'd ever done.
Wow.
And I actually put some bloopers at the end. Holy shit, guys. Okay. I won't have time before Christmas because I'm working full time at the moment. But the bloopers at Fairbridge are priceless, and especially the intro with So we will do, Jen and I will do a live stream where, like, I'll go through and I'll find all the bloopers. Yeah, like they still make us laugh. But yeah, so then Adam decides to piss her off. And Adam thinks that she's going to come for him, right? Wrong. She'd been at me all night long without me even knowing or being aware of it. I don't think any of us were aware of it.
No.
it wasn't until Jen and I were talking on the way home that I'm just like, what the hell happened? What was that? Like, that is not how I investigate, like, or do, you know, an overnight investigation. And I think we spoke about it for most of the way home, trying to, and then it was like a freaking aha moment, and we're like, holy shit. But Adam decides, well, I'm going to stand up to this bitch, and she can come for me. Well, no, she did not. She came for me. Thank you very much, Mr. Sister. Pat on the back. Where you're the next sacrifice on our next investigation. Oh
no, poor Adam. You're in for it, Adam.
That sounded so like just blowed out of my mouth like it was normal.
That's what I do, yeah. I guess you might have a choice.
Like I do satanic rituals just any other day, any other day. Yeah, so from the moment where I'm telling Adam, well, what we believe is the matron telling Adam, sit, don't, you know, like
sit down sort of thing. Like, sit down.
And Adam's like,
well, tell a kid, really?
To you, mate, I understand.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
That's when things really started taking a bit of a nosedive for me, and I think I'd had a couple of like cold freezer door moments. Now, when I say freezer door, for you guys over in the States, if you get snow, just picture opening your front door from your heated house, opening the front door to, you know, -0. That's the intensity of like cold that I was feeling. Like it wasn't just a cold feeling, like it was like chilled to the bone type cold.
Like snap freezing.
Yes. And you can't even really tell on camera because my jacket's like so big and bulky, but I'm like this, like under my jacket. Like,
well, we were there and we couldn't tell that you're experiencing that. You just looked like you were sitting there doing a sense.
Yeah, and it just got harder and harder for me to talk, and you know, my teeth like starting to chatter, and I was just like trying to get the words out. And then Adam's like doing the whole alpha male thing against the matron, and I'm like, I'm so cold, and then it's jump her. So, I mean, how do you guys take that? Because, you know, when Jen and I were kind of like piecing all this shit together on the way home, you know, from the time I walked in that room and I'm pacing back and forth and I'm almost like she's channeling through me, right? And that's kind of what happens when you're doing the sensory dip anyway. Like the spirits are channeling through you because you're only hearing, like that's all you've got, like you're hearing. That's it. No different to, you know, using a Ouija board or anything like that, I guess. But then it got to the point I got that cold up, I couldn't move my fingers. Like I felt on the verge of hypothermia. Like it was nothing I'd ever experienced before. And I've experienced like, you know, cold air rushes and like, ooh, like chills
you get
on the
chills,
back.
or the back of you all freezes up, or
but this just got like the intensity just kept going up and up and up and up. And
like we were saying, like we were talking earlier about it and saying like it was from the inside out, because I don't know if you guys remember from the footage, Adam and I actually walk up and touch Peta and she's warm. That's what we say, like her face was warm, like her hands were warm, But yet she was sitting there going, I'm cold, I'm absolutely freezing, can barely talk. So it wasn't it didn't appear to be an environmental thing, because obviously if it was environmental, we would have touched our hands and gone, oh, your hands are cold or your face is freezing or whatever. That wasn't the case. Yeah, because she was warm. Not warm to the touch.
Were your words coming from the necrophonic or you? I really honestly couldn't tell you.
Good question.
I really couldn't.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, Adam and I can't confirm it because we were just listening to what was coming out, sort of thing.
You know, like, I'm obviously repeating what I'm hearing, but I think there were moments where, like, the yelling, for instance, you know, like, whenever I yelled during a sensory depth, guys, you've seen me do that many of them. I've never just freaking full-on yelled at someone. And then, like, enough to scare the shit out of myself, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but it's hard to answer that, Daniel, because, you know, like, sometimes when I'm doing a sensory depth and you know, you almost go into like a trance, and I have to be really careful.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing a lot shorter sessions, but you almost kind of go into this trance because you're just focused on what you're hearing, and depending on, you know, the location or, you know, what I'm hearing, right, I'll come out and, you know, Jane will say, oh my God, like, you were saying this and this, and I'll be like, I'll say, what? You know, and then other times I'll be like, oh my God, like, I remember saying this and this. So it's, I can't.
Yeah, sometimes you'll come out and you'll go, oh, what did I say? Did I say anything, you know, in response to your questions? Or...
Well, yeah, like, I mean, I always, you know, want to know, like, you know.
But not being aware consciously of what you're actually saying and remembering what you're saying during the sessions, I think.
Well, like when Jane and I did it at Green Hills, and she's saying, like, numbers, and then I'm like, 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go. Like, it's not until you watch it back that you're just like, holy shit, like, that is freaking amazing.
And I think also when you talk about things jumping you, jumping to me is when something, you know, jumps you and it's not with your permission, if you know what I mean. So you could be unaware that something has jumped you because it's done it on its own, so to speak. You haven't said, like, use me as a vessel or something like that. It has done it on its own, you know, device sort of thing. So it could happen and you not even be aware that you've been jumped until you look back, or someone says, oh my God, or that time at the, was it the homestead? Remember you doing the sensory depth and I had to get you out of it because you started putting your head down.
Oh my gosh, okay.
That was freaky as hell.
That was sketchy because I don't even remember the end of that.
Yeah.
Like,
I believe that because you were out.
I think after,
I don't think you were there, actually, to be truthful.
Even ending the live, like, good God, it was so hard for me to not just start vomiting at that point. It was just like, oh my God, just like, do not vomit. But then when I ended the live, and Jen was like, you would do, I think you might have even said a couple of things before I ended it. And I was like, hang on, wait, what? Like, you just, you've got to be so careful. And, you know, that's the thing, you know, like, I'm not an expert. I'm not a freaking professional. I don't claim to be. And it doesn't matter how long, you know, you've been working in the paranormal, you're constantly learning. And
that's why no one's an expert.
Yeah, and not only learning, you know, about the paranormal, but also learning from your mistakes. So for me, you know, and I should have really corrected this back when, you know, I had that freaking insane guy at the roundhouse try and attach to me. You know, short sensory depth, because otherwise, you know, like, and I can feel it. And sometimes if I'm too tired, I just let it happen without even realizing. But when I'm more on top of it, I will, you know, I have to work hard to just stay in the presence. Do you know what I mean? And when I start feeling off, I'll pull myself out straight away. But yeah, your responses were perfectly timed in sync with Adam. Yeah, like I guess they were. You know, and I, like, they were in the room out from me.
Yeah, we weren't in the same room.
And, you know, we still had the rain going. I had my, you know, noise cancelling on, you know, and, you know, I had so many moments, like you guys have heard the necro, especially when there's lots of spirits coming through, and when we did the live investigation the other night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, I did a very short sensory depth then, and I was just like, good God, can you guys come through one at a time? Because it's just like layer upon layer, layer.
Sort of
You can't make freaking heads or tails or nothing. So, you know, what did we think happened? Because, like, it took me, you guys pretty much packed up and I was still trying to warm up.
Yeah. Well, you're seeing the footage, like we found the heater, and just, you were sitting in front of that, and it was almost kind of what I would imagine like hypothermia to be, even though that's environmental, just the absolute, like, not being able to warm up sort of quickly, and but you were sitting in front of the heater and we had to pack up.
Even while you were, like, setting up the heater, like, Adam just, like, you know, wrapped his arms around me and was just, like, rubbing my back, right, trying to warm me up. Even his body heat was doing jack shit. Like, I felt like a walking ice block.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, like, from what Jen and I discussed on the way home, and, you know, from what we've tried to explain to you today, is that we think she was, like, channeling in and out of me throughout the night, because just the way I was so scatterbrained, I wasn't, you know, I was finding it really hard to focus. I kept losing focus.
Nothing kind of went as we planned it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan just went right out the window.
You know, like the getting angry thing, like, that's never happened before. Yes, I've, like, felt emotional and had that happen up at, you know, Shadow Factory and stuff. But the anger part, and that cracks me up that I'm comparing it to, like, freaking Aaron and Zach, like, oh, that punch someone's face in. Yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it was, pretty crazy, actually. He knew it was going to turn out like that.
Okay. Daniel said, in general, anyone can feel cold if they have a fever. Well, I didn't have a fever. So it's not unreasonable that you felt cold even though your body temp was warm. And Mr. Bunny says, places in America more hype than Worth, Winchester Mystery House, Snedica House.
Haunting in Connecticut.
The Haunting in Connecticut, Lizzie Borden House. Bobby Mackey's and some others.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I agree with the Winchester.
Yeah, I do too.
And Lizzie Borden. Yeah, probably the Connecticut one. I don't know about Bobby Mackey's. I don't know. I'd still like to experience it.
I mean, I'd still like to go to all those places.
Yeah.
Just to personally experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I would definitely make sure that, yeah, I was fully focused, putting up my protections, doing all that. Because, see, that's another thing. Every other season and every investigation that I've done, that I filmed with Jane, that, you know, footage wasn't, you know, usable, whatever, I never ever start an investigation without putting up my protection, and I never finish an investigation without telling the spirits and saying a prayer and stuff like that. This season, however, how many times?
Yeah.
And I had to do a full-on sage cleansing and then Palo Santo, because I was getting oppressed, something shocking. So not putting up protection, and we'd be leaving, and then I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot to tell the spirits they could not come home with us. So I ended up with a whole bunch of freaking male spirits like hanging off me, and you know, like I have to, you know, remember. So even that, you know, like I don't know, just
I was a bit like that this season. Like last season, I'd actually go out and ground myself. I'd take the shoes off, put my feet on the earth, sort of thing.
Yeah.
This one, it's just, I don't know, it's sort of all gone out the window, and
and you know, we both
except
had
for Serpentine, like
that was awesome.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Serpentine,
That was scaring
please,
me.
I've got to like edit it, but not as in edit it, but I've got to go through and
check it out.
You know, look at it frame by frame. Because to me, that looks like a freaking apparition if I haven't seen one. Like, that's a full-on spirit basically going straight through Jen.
Yeah. I didn't feel a thing. I didn't even know it was happening.
And what's funny is that when Jen and I hadn't even seen what Cara was talking about until on the way home, so it wasn't until it was only because Daniel and Mr. Bunny and whoever else was in the chat, I'm not sure if, I don't think Warren thought it was a torch, but you know, and I'm thankful for that too, guys. Like, I appreciate that you guys, you know, look at things from that level, because it, I mean, it helped in this situation, because we hadn't even seen it. So I was going back and kind of reenacting it, and the very first time that I reenact it in the right spot, once Cara got us to the right spot, the camera goes completely out of focus. Like,
I noticed that too. Actually, watching it back.
And then I'm like, whoa. And I had to take a couple of steps back. And it wasn't until the way home, and I said to Jen, holy shit, that's pretty much where the camera went out of focus.
And I think afterwards, after you see it sort of pass through me or around me or whatever, running at the camera, it still stays unfocused for a short period of time after. But it was good because we were there, and because we were aware of it, even though we didn't know what had happened, what had occurred, what it looked like, we could actually go back and say, no, it's not the torch, it's not the reflection of that piece of granite or whatever that was there.
Didn't protect me at all. Yes,
and you're a big boy, Adam. You can protect yourself.
Yeah, put your big boy pens on. Good Lord.
We're always looking out for you, Adam. Don't worry.
What was I going to say?
About debunking or?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to actually, you know, once I have a look at it in editing and I can, you know, get a better, you know, look at it by, you know, frame by frame. I'm going to send it to Greg Logbit, because if anyone knows, like, what the fuck's going on, what it could be, he's like my go-to guy. Like, he's been in the paranormal.
He'll analyse that sort of thing.
Ever. So I'll be sending it to him. What did Dorothy say? I didn't read it. Hey, you do the spirits, I do the snakes and spiders.
Happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Me too. Me too.
Especially the snake part, Adam.
Spam. Okay. Thanks, Adam. Now that you're a mod, we're gonna tell you what, you guys are ninjas. I don't have a spinner.
You are a spinner. No, not really. Just jokes.
Yeah, so is there anything oh, did you want to talk about the ghost girl?
Oh, about on the SLS.
Mm,
Yeah, I just thought that was pretty amazing.
the donkey on the head.
Yeah. Oh, no,
Oh.
just like I felt quite emotional, like when you guys were saying, like when I put my hand out and she touched it, and I think then you said it looked like she was wrapping her, like hugging my leg,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And I think it was Amelia had
Mhm.
come through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found that quite touching, sort of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And also the cool thing with that is when I asked if she could knock on the cupboard, and I can't remember if it's her foot or her fist, like you can see trying to knock on the cupboard.
Yeah.
Like whatever, Adam and I or Jen were asking her to do, she was like reacting intelligently with us. Like she was, and we could see it, like you guys can see it, and you could feel it at times. And then I heard like there was disembodied voice. It wasn't Amelia, it was out of that room, and there was some knocks. But then when I said, oh, like she's kind of like going up your arm, and then Adam said it kind of looks like she's trying to hug Jen. And when I didn't kind of look at it that way, and I was like, yeah, you're right, it kind of does. So
yeah, and as a mum, like, I found that quite touching. That she felt maybe comfortable enough to try and hug me. So yeah, really sweet.
Well, and then Amelia was one of the first things that came through on the necro when I turned it on.
And I think it came up on the ovulus.
On the paralysis.
Oh, the paralysis, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the paralysis was very
a different way.
Yeah, but the paralysis was pretty on point that night. I think there was only like the numbers I don't pay much attention to, the fear me, because that comes through.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the other stuff, and we had a lot of words repeating, so I don't know if that was like an error on the app's part or what the hell was going on. But yeah, it was a good investigation. And just, can you hold the phone, Peter? I just FYI, I'm a walking accident at the moment. If you saw the live, we'd only just started, and I nearly stacked it big time because I couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty dark out there.
Yeah, and then I did it on the same flipping grave because I'm trying to like just set up lighting for Jen, and Jen's like, well, at least you're getting it out the way early.
No, everyone told me.
But seriously, like, what else did I do that night? Oh my gosh, it's just. Oh, and during my lunch break, the other day at work, okay, spiders. Does anyone know what the freak? Spiders, just constantly seeing them, constantly having them on you, doesn't have a spiritual meaning? Because I don't know, it's like I'm Spider Woman and I'm calling them in. And I'm on my lunch break the other day at work, and I just got off the phone to my other boss, And I go to have a drink of my smoothie, and I looked down, and thank God I had pants on that day, not a skirt. There's this big freaking black scary spider not walking, running up my leg. I have a very quiet panic moment, so I probably looked like I was having a seizure, but no one was the wiser. Does anyone know if there is a spiritual significance to spiders?
See, I don't mind spiders.
Scoots away from Adam, continues to paint my nails. Well, yes. Can spiders be totem animals? I don't know. What does that mean, Daniel? What does a totem animal mean?
Read what Adam said.
Demon Bale. You do realise you are never more than 20. Yeah. I know, Adam.
That's comforting.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I'd rather spiders than snakes. Snakes are mine.
But this was like, this just came out of nowhere. Like, Demon Bale. What does Demon Bale mean?
That's the name of a demon.
Is that from a biblical angle? Totem animals. Shut up, Adam.
Well, I guess they have their purpose, don't they? Spiders. On the other hand, I don't know what snakes are doing. What are they contributing, Adam? Snakes. What do they do for us?
Hey, like I was outside having a drink last night, and my son didn't come out. He got his driver's license yesterday. Woo, finally. And then took off in my car for the next 24 hours. But yeah, there was a ball, a spider web ball that two daddy long legs had done, and he took a photo of it. I couldn't take a photo because I've got my shitty old iPhone at the moment with a shit camera. But oh, it looks so cool. I'll have to show you when we go outside. But
see, I look at webs and think how much work has gone into that. I hate breaking spider webs.
Some believe we have totem animals. It comes from Native American spirituality. Well, if that's the case, I do not want this one.
You want to swap it, do you?
Can I have like?
Can I send this back and get another one, please?
Could I have a little squirrel, please, or a kitty cat? That would be great. I can't spell it, but Baal was a god, Canaanite. Oh, one of the Canaanites. Okay, right. I will look into it. Like I did have a look online, but freaking anything can be online, so I thought you guys might know. But Adam, no, just no. No the spiders, no the snakes.
Yeah, definitely no snakes. Yeah, big
no. All right, have you got anything else that?
No, I don't think so. I don't know if anybody's got any questions or.
Yeah, do you have any questions, or have we like already dribbled long enough for you guys?
Let's wipe our chins.
I mean, I know I would love to leave because I want eyes on my knees stacked. Like it's shed. Oof. It didn't even hurt. It was also a great game on the Amiga 500. Love snakes, not spiders. Hate snakes, hate spiders, but I've had to deal with a lot of snakes in my life. I've been run down by a snake. I've almost been bitten by two during my pregnancy with Matthew.
What snakes?
Both lucky calls. Yes. One was like a 2.5 meter brown snake. Big mama.
Yeah.
And if she'd either just like come out, hadn't been out of hibernation long, or she like come out of hibernation and had her first meal. So she was slow.
Yeah.
I was lucky.
Yeah.
Because I was home by myself too.
Far out.
And I was probably, I don't know, 40 metres from my front door.
Mm.
So, yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone after her with a shovel, eh?
Yeah,
But
probably not. I mean, I've come across, about a 2.5 metre king brown up in the Pilbara, and it was all coiled up under a desk. And, I can still see its beady, flat, shiny eyes. Just horrific. I couldn't speak. I ran down the other end of the office, literally jumped on the secretary's desk and was calling my friend, and I couldn't speak, so she knew where I was, and she just had me down there and called the snake lady. But I couldn't even speak. Yeah, but she knew it was me somehow, and I was in trouble.
I mean, this house, like when we built it, because we're up in the hills, bushfires, snakes, dangerous species of all kinds, billions of bandicoots, which are kind of like they're marsupials. They're very, oh my gosh. And Bandy is my friend, and it sounds like when I sit outside at night time, it legit sounds like there's a bandicoot party going on in the garden. And then you hear them like across like the pavers. It's so cute. And I think we also used to get them in here, like little baby dugouts. Yeah. And we'd catch them sunbaking in the sunken lounge.
I've only ever come across one at my place. I've been there for a while. So,
boyfriends? No. Now never liked spiders. Daddy longlegs don't make webs. I think you are mentioning cellar web spiders with shiny grey bodies. They look like daddy longlegs in the picture. I will have to get Will to send it to you, Adam, for your professional opinion on that. But they do. They do have webs because
they do.
The amount that I have had to clean up from daddy longlegs is ridiculous. Crash. Why crash? Can your Jungian shadow be an animal or totem? Can your Jungian shadow? What does that mean? I'm confused.
Maybe it's Julian.
Julian shadow is the part of you don't show to others.
What does that mean? Like you're a creepy spider or something?
I'll tell you what though, I had a young man, only a year or two older than Will's mate, come into work the other day. Doppelganger for Will's mate. Like if you put them side by side, other than he was a couple of years old, so he's a bit more muscly, plus he works in the mines. Doppelganger, big time. Even same hair, down to the hair. And I've had people say that about, they've seen me before, and I'm just like, that creeps me out.
I've had that happen as well.
The part you're ashamed of or don't accept in yourself. Daniel, the list is long. The list is super long. Carl Jung.
Carl Jung. I think that's how you
I will have to look into that. That's hella interesting, Daniel.
Yeah, pretty interesting ideas, that man.
Yeah, damn straight. Oh, and Daniel, please don't despair. You and Carl will probably get your t-shirts after Christmas now, because the post will probably be like,
it's crazy, isn't it?
Up. Plus, it's kind of not my fault because I've been working full time, and in between that, I kind of kept breaking myself, and was under the influence of quite rather strong pain medication. So I wasn't game to edit, upload, edit again, and possibly send you a design that was lopsided. Do you know what I'm saying? But you will get it. You will get it. Thank you. And Kara's the same. So I'm very, very grateful. You know, we both are for you guys, because you're just all so lovely, and you're always so patient.
Yeah, I was going to say that, very patient.
While I get my shit together.
Understanding.
What are you trying to say, Jen?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
I think there might be a new look for Jen. I mean, if we don't see you, Mr. Sister, then I think Jen's going to get some instead of you. All right, guys. Well, we will let you go. I seriously need to go take some drugs, and drugs as in the prescribed drugs, okay?
I thought we were going to
Yeah. I was going to say something, but I'm like,
maybe not.
Yeah, I don't want this, you know, getting taken down. So it was too freaking hard getting the damn thing started. And you know what? I'm looking at the screen, guys, and the quality, it looks fine. But guess what? Every live that I've done since Pixie, I'm going to blame your little voodoo. Just because why not? Let's just put that out there.
Can you lift the hex? Take the hex off us, please.
The spiders, freaking you set the spiders to me down. I love you. Yeah, the last few lives that I've played, because I don't have time to watch our lives. So the only reason I've gone back is because something happened, or I just want to get like a screenshot, and I'm just like, what's with the audio being so crap, and what's with the quality being so crap? So Jen and I have like gone and upped to the pro plan on StreamYard, because even using YouTube Live, it only goes to 720p still. It will not give you 1080, which is really, really shit. And I need to figure out why. But we really, really, really rely on you guys to tell us when we're lagging, or the picture quality is shit.
Or you can't hear. If the mic's not close enough,
or we sound like we're, you know, universe is away. So that's that. If we do not, which we probably won't, that blue mist. Oh, I thought they were ending. We are.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Guys, you know what I'm like. Stop making me feel so ashamed of myself.
Good night, Dantex.
Good night, Dantex.
Good night, Mr. Bunny.
What was I about to say? Sorry, I had a phone call. I assume you were abusing me about spiders, lol.
You should know.
Yes, the blue mist. Camera always blurry when Peter is on.
Interesting.
I have saged multiple times, but you know what? I think I'll do it again. And every single time before I'm about to go live, my internet just magically decides to piss me off and not work. And but anyhow, thank you all so much for putting up with my dribbling and
my dribbling.
No, you don't.
Okay, dribbling.
You just fucking get to the point. See, and this is why I've said to Jen, I've made the executive decision that from now on, whenever we are doing an intro for history, etc., given it to Jen.
Okay. Yep.
Because I just goes out my head like that.
Mm. Okay.
And I just can't get my shit together.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, guys. Oh, that's what I was going to say. We're not going to see you. So, and I'm going to be working in a mad Christmas retail rush. Wishing you all a very, very safe, blessed, happy, Merry Christmas. And, yeah, thank you all for an amazing year. We are super excited for the changes that are coming to our channel, and for the locations we have planned for season 4. So, yes, thank you all. I hope you know, are all well. And if you're not, wishing you all a very, very speedy recovery.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone who is team rewatch. So yeah, keep safe, stay safe, and yeah, we will talk to you guys soon. Yes,
Bye.
you too, Eric. You too. It was a joke, Peter, the camera. Mr. Bunny, are you going to start getting my look? I don't know. I think there's going to be a few people getting the look from now
you have to
on.
work on it.
Yeah.
Like Zoolander.
I'll have to do my blue steel.
Yeah. And different versions of it.
Or the I think I've got the black clown. Oh my God, I fucking love that movie.
It's hilarious.
Random side note. All right, guys. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Love you all. Bye. If I can end it.